Okay, and we are live. Hello, my dark webbers and YouTubers. Hello, my dark webbers and YouTubers. It's the Anonymous Gamer yet again with a lot of stuff going on in this world. Like mostly the word terrorism already happening thanks to the government. The world is coming to an end already thanks to the government. See, I'm not being a dick, I'm just saying the truth. In perspective, the actual world is coming to hell in a handbag if you guys want to know. If you guys didn't know that, then you must be weird if you didn't know about that world that we live in is mainly Earth. So far, Earth has been having a lot of crises that you don't even know about so far. And also, I've noticed that there's also been a lot of weapon sites on the dark web lately. I mean, tons of them lately. I mean, there's a ton of those weapon sites on the dark web I've actually found lately. But there's also been several drug sites I found too. Like, if you guys are wondering, this one is actually, this has been up for a long time. I think ever since 19 something, I believe. And when that happened, the situation of that 19 something drugstore that showed up, which is mainly known as Silk Road, it's still running today. Tell you the truth, I found several sites that it's been running on lately too. And there's been a lot of weird illegal things that I've actually found too. Like I've actually found a couple sites that have to do with capabilities of personal ID and identifications that are known as identification stealing sites. In perspective, you can actually become Justin Bieber. Um, I don't really go into the population of history of these people, but you can either be Justin Bieber, um, Britney Spears, Madonna, or whoever you want with the capability of just their picture, address, phone number, and so that as well, and location. Fun thing is, though, too, you can actually have their email address if you wanted to. And the one thing, though, if you're actually going to go ahead and start stealing identities from other people, when like if you're going to be Justin Bieber and Britney Spears and all that too, is you actually might want to try looking like the part before you actually try that shit out. Because like if you do that, in perspective, you'll be caught on an instant. And I don't mean that. That actually is the truth. The one thing that's kind of interesting is that if this world does come to that situation of the world will come to an end or sooner or later, yeah, that's the one thing I'm wondering though too, is when the world comes to an end, yeah, we're definitely fucked or in trouble right about now too. I mean, most people think that we would actually, clean up our act when it comes to this earth. I mean, like, what's kind of more serious is that stupid oil spill that motherfucker actually dumped in the damn friggin' ocean. Didn't clean it up, just paid it off. Wow, you can pay off anybody just to get out of the situation of having to clean up your own fucking mess, you pieces of shit. But I guess that digresses on that situation because those people are nothing but assholes. And they have no fucking common sense to actually try and help the world out instead of fucking it over. Also, what's kind of interesting too is that Silk Road is actually a pretty good, strong site. It's not very, complicated to actually find the algorithm of it. Being able to actually find it so far is very easy. I can't believe that the government still hasn't shut it down yet, though. There's been several Silk Roads I found that are still up today. What's kind of interesting though too is that actually there's like a lot of gun sites you can find too, but I don't know if any of those are gun sites are legit or not. It's just that the funny thing is though about several capabilities of gun sites and gun capabilities are mainly illegal. It's just because that situation is what we've actually been doing to each other on this earth. If you noticed. But what's kind of funny though too is that there's also drug cartels that actually been going through the deep web to actually get their supplies of guns and so that too. They also have been going to the government as well too, if you're wondering too. It's because of the capability to give us out money for guns, for trade, for drugs. See, most people actually just do that situation just because they can, because Oh, it's not like they're gonna catch me or anything. Oh, yeah, they're not gonna catch me. Oh, I'm gonna be fucking smart like this. I'm gonna fucking get whatever I want. In perspective, dumbasses, you should already know. In actual real perspective, you actually get caught for every single thing that you've done. And what's even funnier, you're gonna pay for all your sins once you're fucked already. See, what's kind of interesting too is like how people have those damn freaking sites that have I'm gonna say it. You can look up this definition. Cheese pizza it's disgusting, wrong, and it's nasty, and people get a kick off of that shit. In perspective, there's also people that have to do with pedophilia. If you ask me, on the dark web, there's too many of those sites I found. Um, what's kind of interesting too is how Peter Scully, he's the world's biggest pedophile because he killed Daisy. In perspective, I'm just saying the situation here. Daisy was actually a little girl that was actually very small. In perspective, the capability of her daughter, her own sister, had Peter Scully violate her, then chop her up into little pieces, then bury her somewhere. And then afterwards, they found the pieces and found her as well too. And the mother was all upset. And after that, the one that's kind of disgusting is he wore a fox mask and fox costume with that bullshit as well. And in perspective, you don't want to go looking for that video because if you start looking for that video, you would definitely be in trouble. Um, but what's kind of funny though is that it's known as Daisy's Destruction. Just to tell you, I'm not trying to be a dick and say it's funny. I'm just saying that in perspective, it's just just wrong that the people have to be dirty, sick-minded in this world, and just plain out wrong. See, and what's even funnier, there's actually weird sites that have to do with humans and animals on the dark web, and that's very weird as well too. In perspective, there's actually a lot of stuff that's actually to do with a lot of things that are not supposed to be decent in this world. Like there's actually several drug sites, but funny is though, some of those drug sites that I've actually found on the dark web actually have to do with just like medical kind of marijuana stuff, instead of like speed, ecstasy, acid, shrooms, dust, angel dust. There's actually a lot of stuff to actually name all kinds of things when it comes to drugs. And this is the one thing that's kind of really funny is that shroom talk, really. In perspective, the capability of actual shrooms when it comes to when they came to the law, they legalized shrooms, but then they legaled shrooms. So that makes no sense. Shrooms are illegal and legal. That makes no sense. The government does not know how to make up their mind when it comes to situations. When it comes to situations of you know drugs or anything like that. It's just that they have no common sense to actually figure out why the hell does the world not stop what they're actually doing? Because technically, you know what it has to do with? It has to do with the money situation. If you have the money, you got the capability of whatever you want. That means that you can go ahead and say fuck it all and get rid of every single person on this earth automatically with just the capability of the snap of your fingers. In perspective, the one thing that's kind of stupid is that the government does not understand that the world is coming to a close in a less-minded area. And the one thing that's kind of funny though is that if the world would come to a close or come to a situation, what would you guys do? What would you do on this earth that actually has to have a coming to a close situation? When the world comes to the end, what would you do? See, in perspective, there's actually what's kind of funny though is that there's actually a lot of sites that have to do with the dark web lately. Some of them actually, when it comes to I'm not being a dick, but Numahar or Remahar, I don't know what the hell his name is, but when it comes to him, he's always finding dark websites. But in perspective, half percent of those sites that actually he finds are actually here on our surface web. It's just that you just gotta look for them. That's about it too. Some of those sites actually have to do with just what he's looking at, but most of them are not actually what he's looking at exactly. But the one that's kind of weird is that you can find all kinds of things that are on the dark web that doesn't need to be there. Like funny thing is, I found a report capability of a serial killer talking about his life and talking about how he killed people, how he did this to people, and why he did this to people. Funny thing is though too, I'll tell you, the dark web is also a source that's actually connected to the capability of prison computers too. See, The prison computers that people actually have in prison, that's the one thing I don't get. Why did they let them do internet in prison? That's stupid. And perspective, that just increases the capability of pedophiles and stuff like that too. And the actual principle, I don't get why the hell does everybody not actually figure this out? If the guy is sick, wrong, and minded in perspective, you should at least try and help the guy, or at least put him down like a dog. I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying, put the fucker down, or at least fucking help him out with his insane capability of his brain cells fucking with him the whole entire time. Some of that stuff is actually has to be capabilities of the adults in the situation too. When it comes to the capability of a brain situation of a pedophile, in perspective, the one thing that's kind of stupid though too is that the world actually cannot understand. Like we can't understand why the situation happens. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that's on a dark web, which is wrong, dirty, and a criminal act like, but not all of it's like that though too. Some of it's actually kind of interesting because you can find all kinds of informations, rabbit holes, conversations, so that too. Like last rabbit hole I found, I put it on my dark web video. That certain person exactly somehow saw that video and then took that rabbit hole away from me, and I couldn't access it anymore. See, and technically it was a rabbit hole of books mainly. But I wish that, dude, I wish you would actually let me go ahead and get into that rabbit hole again so you can go ahead and check out those informational books. But yeah, that's just my honest opinion. But I'll see you guys later. This is Anonymous Gamer signing off. See you.